Welcome to another edition of Taylor Talk. I'm your host, Mark Bergin, joined by two-time Super Bowl champion Ike Taylor from the Bleav in Steelers show. IT, we've got some footage. Minkah Fitzpatrick's interception of Mac Jones from Sunday's game. Wanted to keep it positive today, coming off of a loss, but this was a key moment in the game, and it was one of the few splash plays the Steelers had on Sunday. And so we've got some footage from NFL Plus that we're going to go on and break down.
Yeah, so what you gotta like, what we always like to do in Pittsburgh, we like to disguise our coverage, and what I mean by disguising is, showing something pre-snap, and then when a snap is made, we like to get into the defense. So right now, man, you got trips down to the bottom. What I mean by trips, you got three receivers at the bottom of your screen. Now this looks like a cover three coverage, and that's meaning 4 under 3 deep. So 4 linebackers under, and you got 3 deep when it comes down to it. But as the play goes, and we will see, and Mac Jones has to read this on the run. If we can pause it right here, he sees it's a cover 2. And what you mean by cover 2 is the inside linebacker, the middle linebacker always has to open up to the third receiver, and the third receiver is the inside receiver to the trip side. But what Minkah Fitzpatrick does is he's baiting the receiver, and he knows Mac Jones is going to try to look him off, and he's going to make a great read if we can run the play. So it becomes a cover 2. So it looked like a cover 3 for that play. But here go Minkah and company. And what Minkah does well is when we talked about what Nelson Aguilar did, he high-pointed the ball. So he didn't play at his height, which is 6 and some change. He wound up playing 6'4" and some change. But this is just the IQ of Minkah Fitzpatrick. Showing a different coverage pre-snap, going to where he needs to be when the ball is snapped, coming down, making plays, not letting Mac Jones look him off.
Yeah, and you go from defense to offense on this play too, and you get the behind the football look here from Minkah. He makes a great play, high pointing ball, go get it at its highest point in the air, and you see you go from defense to offense. Then he gets a nice little brigade, nice little return on this as well. Like, I knew this was covered too by how the cornerbacks opened up. They funnel the receivers inside where you have some help. So you mentioned reading the linebacker, Robert Spillane, opening up to the trip side. Watch the cornerbacks, how they funnel and jam the receivers inside as well. That's another indication that this is a cover 2 coverage.
Don't forget, Coach Tom to come from Tony Dungy when they won the Super Bowl. That was a Tampa 2. Mm-hmm. Then he winds up being a defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings, and they led the league with a Tampa 2 and that D-line. And what you do when you become a Pittsburgh Steelers, you incorporate some of your defense, and that's a Tampa 2, especially on third down. So on third down, be expecting that Tampa 2 because you have high IQs between Trey and Minkah Fitzpatrick.
So that's another edition of Taylor Talk, and I always love talking film with you, considering you played for the Steelers for 12 years, so you know the X's and O's better than anybody. Always a lot of fun talking with you on Taylor Talk.
Appreciate you.